Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Hello, it's time for Texas on Tap with Miss Helen along with producer Kyle. Hello, greetings.
Greetings. It's been a while. How are you?
Yeah, well, it's kind of been a while for this, but we've been doing a lot of chit-chatting and had some stuff going on.
Some
So
cool
anyway,
guests and stuff. Yeah, our lives were a little bit crazy there.
oh my
And
gosh.
I know we had a couple concerned listeners, so we want to apologize to you guys for missing last week. And we're glad to let you know we're back on regular scheduled programming. So you can count on us per usual, but it's been a little crazy around here.
Yeah, and I think even in our business that we're in, it's been a little kind of off schedule for a lot of people, and everybody's finally getting back on schedule now. So we're back. It's all good. And
Absolutely.
we have a lot, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in Texas country. There are so many artists that released singles and just boom, started flying up the chart. So I've got quite a bit to talk about. So
And
you want me to...
yeah, let's start. Oh, I was just gonna say, and on top of that, a lot of artists are just coming out the gates. It's like, I guess I kind of did feel like the end of last year, there was a bunch of big drops and releases, but like for the, younger up and coming artists, it seemed a little quiet to me. And that makes sense now because they were all holding off and they're just like flying out of the gates this year. So we've got like Landon Heights coming on, we've got J.R. Herrera coming up, we've got Sarah Hobbs coming up. It's like just jam packed with all these, artists that just like want to hit the road and get running. So on that note, let's talk about some music.
Yeah, let's talk about some music. Let's talk about, I'm going to start off with Donice Morace. And of course, Donice, a friend of the podcast, and Donice is doing some tremendous work. Like, he is just everywhere. He is on fire. And so when he visited with his current single that's out is Going, and it is flying up the chart. Like, for instance, this week, it went from 40 to 29. I mean, it's like only in a few weeks of release. I mean, it's on fire. But if you'll remember when he was on the podcast, we talked about Going, but at the time One Drink In was out. And remember, he did the video for One Drink In, and he said there's going to be a part 2. So Going is part 2 of the trilogy. And so it's just that, your heart's still hanging on, but she's gone. And in the video, he just dropped the video. So check that out too, because it's the same couple that was in the first one. I love this stuff. I love the way Donice is doing it. And the background's like totally like just, he's up like in these mountains anyway. So, but great single, great song, lot of drive in it. And it's just kind of one of those upbeat kind of heartbreak songs, but it's a more upbeat kind of song. And so Faux is back with a new single, Sunny in 72. It debuted in the top 100 on the Texas Country Music Chart. Are y'all ready for this? At number 38.
Oh, God.
I mean, just boom. And when you hear this song, you're going to know why. Okay, we're just going to roll with this. Let's open the tap room. Let's do Faux, Sunny in 72. So there it is, Faux, Sunny in 72. What a great song. And I love some of the lyrics in there about, and of course, hopefully we can talk to Rico coming up in the near future, but the Advil PMS part, the crackers and the chicken soup, and his brother calling about the IRS. I mean, it's just an all around good song. We can't always drive with the windows down. There are some days that aren't sunny in 72, but I love the upbeat. And there seems like there's just such a maturity with this song. I mean, it seems like that with this song, I mean, all of Faux stuff is good, but it's like, man, I felt something different with this one. So that's a Faux. And then my last pick, which I could have had like 10 or 12, but Teague Brothers, they have a new song out called Buckskin Gelding. And oh my gosh, the beat on that, the harmonies, just that how the Teague Brother Band presents their music is always just amazing. I love their sound. But you'll love the storyline. You'll love the sound of it. Pair of cowboys, they're going at it over gambling. Both they find out are dead broke, and it's all over the buckskin gelding, that white mare. And it's just, I know you probably really enjoyed that. I bet that was in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely like the upbeat, vibey thing that I usually go towards. And I listen to the record when it came out months ago, and that was one of the ones I actually I debated on picking that song for 1 week when like whenever they put out their record, it was just so hard to pick my pick for streaming that week. And so,
well, and again, they just put this one out and they're already entering into the top 40 on the charts. So it again, it was just like boom, boom, boom,
I also
moving on up.
I had to look up what buckskin gelding meant.
Oh.
Can you kind of, I mean, like I was looking at it, and I guess buckskin is a color, like a
The white mare.
right, but then what's gelding? Isn't that like
a gelding is a age of a horse?
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I used to have horses, and now I can't remember. Our rodeo people can tell us.
Yeah, if you're a rodeo people,
because I have your
let us
mares, you
know.
have your geldings. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting.
I-
All right,
I
well, I'll
think-
jump into mine.
I think. Thanks for the pop quiz on that, Kyle.
Yeah, sorry to put you on the spot. Well, I looked it up and it like still wasn't really clear. So, yeah, if you have that answer and can kind of actually, John, you're probably listening. What does that mean? Let us know. Okay. Anyways, I'll keep it rolling, and I guess we'll keep the tap room open. This is a dude we haven't heard from in a hot minute. Hunter Thomas was a guest on the show over a year ago, and we talked about one of his tunes. Actually, I think it was his debut single, and so he just dropped an EP. I guess last week to streaming, and I wanted to debut my favorite song on the record. So let's keep it rolling. Tap room doors open. This is Talk About You from Hunter Thomas. Doesn't that song just kind of like remind you of the same like driving song? It's got that attitude that his original one had.
That
So
was the first thing I thought of.
yeah,
Yes.
it was exciting because like he's kept that sound and that style going, and obviously I'm sure tons of stuff has happened for him personally and musically since we spoke to him. So it's cool that he like stuck to his I guess original plan with that sound. The rest of the EP is awesome too. This just was my favorite tune, so that's why I wanted to talk about that one. It's got like big anthemic guitars and it's kind of like rock and roll and it's real cool. So check that one out from Hunter in the full EP. It's called Part 1. The next one I want to talk about is another guy that I think we covered at least 2 of the singles from this record leading up to it. His name's Dawson Drake. And so he just put out a record last week called Texas Dirt. And the song that I chose on this record to talk about today is called Better Part. It's fun. I mean, I really enjoyed listening to this song, but the one thing that stuck out to me is it's just really hard to write like a good love song.
Right.
It's like the hardest thing, and I'm sure most songwriters would agree with that. So it's cool that he was able to kind of just like write like there's lots of imagery and detail in the song, but it's just a straight up love song and it's got a cool vibe. So
and he just dropped, do you know who I wrote it about to radio?
Oh, cool.
Just came out, and I think, did we talk about that song before?
I think
for
that's
some reason that title
about.
rang a bell with me. But Dawson, like some of the stuff that I ran across and read, like he's keep an eye on Dawson for this year. Let's just put it that way. Like we've already got like some other people like J.R. Herrera we're going to be watching, but I think Dawson is probably going to make like a big move this year in Texas music. And he's so solid. His sound is so solid. He's just a solid musician.
Killer voice too. Yep. Okay, and my last song that I want to talk about is a real interesting one. Savannah Ray, we've talked about her before.
Oh, yes.
She had a tune out called All Hat late last year that we covered, but this song is called Till I Can Make It on My Own. It's an old school cover. It's her own rendition of it. It's really interesting because she's got Georgette Jones, who is George Jones' daughter, singing on the tune. She also has a bunch of Spanish. I guess she took her own roots. I'm not sure, but that was something that her and I talked about. She added a bunch of Spanish in there, and she wanted to have like a Spanglish flair, and I just thought that was cool, kind of cool. There's a lot of that going on in Texas, so I'm glad to see her kind of leaning into that.
Yes, she's making Tammy Wynette proud on that one, and let me tell you, her voice on that, I just like sometimes you just get that lump in your like that you could cry when you hear someone like her just pour her heart and her voice into this song. And I do love the Spanish part of that. And it's worth a listen over and over and over. There's a lot of people that try to do cover songs, but she nailed that one. Absolutely. And then making it kind of her own also.
Absolutely.
While she's making it on her own now.
Yeah.
Get it?
Oh God. Went right over my head.
Okay, zoom. Okay, go
Oh
on
man.
next.
Yeah, so I guess before we jump into the charts, I wanted to remind you guys about our friends at More Than Music Creations. In case you've forgotten, I don't see how you could because we talk about them all the time because we love them. But once again, if you're a young artist in this scene and you're trying to build your merch repertoire and have a bunch of cool stuff, I would definitely hit up More Than Music. They're making all kinds of cool jewelry using your guitar strings. Essentially, what you do is whenever you break a string or you're getting ready to restring your guitar, you just hang on to them, give them to those guys, and then they craft it into this beautiful jewelry, make your own artist collection under your name, and then you can sell it at your merch table. So I just think that's an awesome opportunity for anybody who's trying to kind of like up their merch game, make their merch table look a little cooler. So holler at More Than Music Creations. Also, if you just want to buy some jewelry using your made from some artists that you love, morethanmusiccreations.com is the place to check that out.
That's a great, great, great business to support for the
Hmm.
products and what they do
Yep.
with their proceeds. Okay, I can I just mention some, like, keep your eye on this, and I just want to mention some songs since we kind of did miss last week and it's the first of the year and there's so much coming out. Do want to mention, of course, we already talked about Sarah Hobbs' new single "Roof Over My Head," but she went from 74 to 27 on
Oh,
Texas Country Music
damn.
Chart this week. And also J.R. Herrera, she drinks Merlot, 93 to 56. Robert Ray has a new single out. You know how much I love Robert Ray, and it's called More Than You'll Never Know. I may cover that one next week. Another person who has released some new music is Coffee Anderson. It's
Oh,
called Walk a Mile. And basically it's like walk a mile in my boots and it's trying to move on. It's one of those kind of songs. So,
right.
you know how we love Coffee. So I wanted to mention that he has that out. And it's funny because it's a walk a mile in my boots. And I have like this little wood sign that I've had forever that's called "Walk a Mile in My Flip-Flops." I have, it's about wore out. It's about time for it to get retired. Now, another song and a person to look out for is Remy May. She has a song out called Washing Machine Song, which has nothing to do with washing machine, but it features Cody Canada, and he
Mm.
actually kind of like discovered her, and
Oh,
he's
well.
been working with her. And so that's just been sent out. I know it's going out to Americana, and I'm sure Texas is going to pick up on it, but it is a great song. You have to listen to it to get it. Trust me, it's nothing about the washing machine. So now let's look at the Texas Country Music Chart for this week. Looking at the top five, I did talk about some of the big gainers already. But number 5 this week, Cody Canada and the Departed, Lonely Girls at 5. Caitlin Butts. Oh, Caitlin's been making big moves on all the charts also.
Mm.
She's number 4 this week on Texas Country Music Chart with that great song Jackson. Mike Ryan is at number 3 with Die Run, and he actually took over number 1 last week. Casey
Mm.
Donahue went from 4 to 2 with Starts in a Bar. And number 1 from number 2 to number 1 this week is Parker McCollum, Handle on You. And that's the
Mm.
Texas Country Music Chart. Looking at the Texas Regional Radio Report, which I do want to mention also, Texas Regional Radio Music Awards are coming up in March. And if you're one that's been forgetting that you need to go vote, the semifinal rounds are up now.
Mm.
The first round already went through, so now it's the semifinals. So jump on. You know how to go to your place to go do your voting. And they have great instructions if you don't know how. And if you don't know, then call us. We'll tell you. Okay. Texas Regional Radio Report coming in at number 5 is Mike Ryan's Die Running. Starts in a Bar. Casey Donahue went from 9 to 4 on this chart. Chad Cook Band, Anderson County, went from 7 to 3.
Nice.
Number 2 this week is Don't It Make You Want to Dance, Josh Abbott with Flatland Cavalry. And then number 2 last week to number 1 this week is Half the Death, Daryl Dodd. So that's looking at Texas Regional Radio Report. CD Extraction, Texas, number 5 this week. Casey Donahue, Starts in a Bar. Mike Ryan's Die Runnings at 4. Caitlin moved up from number 5 to number 3 with Jackson. Parker McCollum from number 4 to number 2, Handle on You. And number 1 last week and this week, Cody Canada and the Departed, Lonely Girl. So that's a look at the charts. But trust me, and I know I say this a lot, but trust me, y'all, especially now, there is so much down under, the land down under in the charts. That's where you got to go. That's where you get in the know. You got to follow from the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, some great stuff going on.
Lots of strong, big jumps, it seems like, on
Mhm.
Texas Regional for the most part, but also on all 3 charts. I guess
Mhm.
that's just kind of the craziness of the new year. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so like it's just exciting. And I know we just visited with Landon Heights, and his podcast is going to be coming out. After we interviewed Landon Heights, did you see what happened to him? Like in
No.
a good way, in career wise.
Oh,
He's
Lukenbach.
playing. Yes,
Yeah, he didn't even
yes, he's
tell us.
playing. He messaged me last night, and I think that offer was going on, and
Oh,
he
wow.
just couldn't believe. He didn't think it was going to happen. That's probably
Oh,
why he
man.
couldn't say anything. So here go Brew Crew. That's breaking news. Not really, but yeah. So anyway, that's just. I mean, like you have to tune in for his podcast interview because wow, he's got some good stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was very excited to see that for him. That was very cool.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, and I'm getting ready to see you in February when y'all come for the Matagorda County
right.
Fair.
Yeah, I was talking to our friend Glenda about that show today.
Really? Yes. So
Yeah.
I am the MC for the stage.
Nice.
So I'll
It's
be
gonna be a
doing the
blast.
intros. And I'm so excited that I'll get to see you and everybody.
Yeah,
So it'll be
everybody.
fun.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
And just know that when you come to our rodeo arena, there's no air and there's no heat. So if it's hot, it's really hot. If it's cold, it's really cold. But if it's just right, it's just right.
Yeah. Hopefully this time of year it'll be just right.
Sometimes it's freeze. I've been in there freezing. But yeah, we country down here.
Oh man, I feel like that's usually the case. Not to say you guys aren't as country as everywhere else, but I think everywhere is pretty country. Yeah, we were in Steamboat last week, so that's a big part of why we didn't do a couple episodes. It was a blast. We had so much fun, probably too much fun. But yeah, glad to be back home for a little bit, and then we leave next week, obviously, for Key West to go to Milo Fest. So very, very busy. We've got a couple shows this weekend in the Central Texas area, so that'll be cool. If you're in San Antonio area, come out to the Roundup in Bernie on Sunday night. That's going to be an awesome little sit-down dinner acoustic show with Bree and Paul. That'll be a lot of fun.
Just going to Bernie, that's a whole deal in itself, you know.
Yep, sounds like a perfect Sunday, if you ask me.
Love that. Yeah, yes, it does. Have a little wine, have some music, a little cold beer. So, all right. Okay, I know you're. So what do you think?
Oh man. I mean, I didn't even like really. You were talking about she went a little crazy in the color, but it looks good.
I'm dying here.
Are you setting in or what?
What?
Are you like dealing? You're letting yourself adjust or what? I think it looks great.
Well, thank you. Well, see, actually, red. I was always a redhead, but I'm on the water so much and I'm out in the sun so much. My hairdressers pull their hair out because my first hairdresser I had for like 20 years, she retired, and they have the hardest time keeping color in my hair. So that was why ultimately it was like, let's just do the blonde thing. Just put the foil in, do the blonde thing and be done with it. But see, my hairdresser now is my daughter's class. Like they grew up together. And so Heather is used to me having the auburn red hair that I always had.
Right.
And so anyway, she experimented the last time I got my hair done and you were like, oh, what'd you do your hair? It looks darker. So then yesterday she was like, I trust her. She's like a second daughter. But I think we went a little too far. But the first week or so, it'll get.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you're gonna be outside in the sun so much, it'll like level itself out and be cool.
But like seriously, like my hairdressers, they're just like they would. Yeah, they're colorists. They are such colorists, both of them that I've had for so many years that, couldn't help Krista retired. But towards the end, after I moved full time down here at the water, it was like they just couldn't keep the color in. So much, y'all. That's why, and the thing is, it's so funny because all I wear is ball caps all the time. I don't know why I'm stressing. I'm a hoarder of ball caps. Like literally the other day, like you would have thought I was choosing what earrings to wear because it was like I was going through my ball caps.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
that's
no,
hilarious.
this pink doesn't match. No, this orange won't go. This.
I was doing the exact same thing actually when I got back from Steamboat because we got so much swag and free hats and stuff, and I was like sitting down with my brother, like, take as many as you'd like, please.
Hey, pass some over to Porter over here. Hey, what is?
Sounds like you don't need any more.
All I can see is I'm homeless on your shirt.
Oh yeah, I meant to change before we started because this always gets questions. This is a buddy of mine has a band called Two Thirds, and
You should have known. I should
this
have
is an
known it had to
old
do with the band.
yeah, it's an old
I
shirt. It's
just,
kind of like the vibe, of the band, kind of like Shaggy.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, well, I do too. That's why I wear it. But yeah, it definitely gets questions. I feel like sometimes you can't really wear a shirt like this in public,
Conversation starter.
There you go. That's true. Very true. Very true. You got big plans this weekend or just fishing?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I can have no plans and then it turns into a big weekend. So
Yeah.
that's a possibility, but specifically nothing yet.
Nice.
And but I have to say I've been very proud of myself because Captain Ron does like 99.9% of the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just his thing.
Right.
So do you know, like for the last 2 weeks, I've cooked supper every night
Whoa.
by myself.
Why? Just for fun?
Challenge.
Okay. And now you're like a 5-star chef or what?
No, heck no. It's like I even went and okay, so this is like y'all, this is big for me because I hate shopping. I hate it. Like I could be at the grocery store and I don't care. And I think I've said this before, I know at my HEB that toilet paper is way on the other wall. If I need toilet paper and I'm done, I'm done. I'm just leaving the toilet paper. I'm not walking. I'm not dealing with this shopping anymore. So I actually did all my grocery shopping. I made recipes. I made a list and look at me.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
hilarious.
We'll see how long that lasts until busy season comes. That's not going to last.
Yeah. I mean, you have to every now and then. But
true. So
yeah,
true.
I love shopping. I really actually enjoy going to the grocery store and taking my time with my AirPods in and like looking around, trying to stick to my list, but like seeing if there's any other cool stuff that I might have to try out.
You and Ron, oh man, okay, you're just like him. You are just like him. That is his thing, and I'm just like, I am like that 5-year-old that wants to crawl out of the basket when the mom's trying to keep their kids in those, and they have those push things that are so cute, and those kids trying to climb out. That's me at the grocery store. I'm out of here. There's so many times I'm like, you finish. I'm going to the car. I'm going. I'm out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, shame on me.
Oh, I think you're doing great. I think I've been joking with Bree about it. She needs to make a shirt that just says, "You're doing great," just in like big block letters, because there's so many times every day where somebody needs to hear that, whether it's in like a positive reinforcing way or the complete opposite, like super condescending and making fun of them kind of way. But it's perfect for both sides. So we need to make that happen. Maybe we'll make a Texas Toast shirt that says "You're doing great."
I would like that.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else we got? I guess Megan Ashley is our guest next week.
Oh,
that was good.
Another good one.
Yeah.
Another good one.
She's got a cool new rendition of a classic tune coming out soon as well. And she actually plays a little bit of it in the podcast. So you got to tune in, check that out.
Yeah.
Hear it here first.
Yes.
Okay. I guess, is that it? Anything we're missing? I feel like we're probably missing some stuff.
I know I am missing some stuff, but oh well, tune in next week.
Oh yeah, we'll save it for next week.
Tune in next week for the things we forgot last week.
Oh, I like that. Speaking of that, I guess we'll have to record a little early next week. I guess it'll still come out at the same time, but I gotta jump on a plane at 5 a.m. Thursday morning. So we'll have to bust and get our picks together a little earlier.
Yeah, let me know how that goes, because next month when I take my trip back to St. Thomas, our flight's at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, hopefully the Austin airport won't be too crazy at that time. I think that's kind of why we booked them like that, but
it'll be super quiet there.
Yeah, and then I'm going to Cuba after that, and that's gonna be
I'm all scared about. I'm just so scared about that whole Cuba thing. What'd your mama say about that?
She hasn't said a bunch. I know she's not too stoked about it, but
okay, I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's gonna be a blast. I'm gonna have a good, safe, responsible, and good time.
Yes, for sure. All right. Yeah. Well, good times right here at Texas Toast Podcast. A lot of great things coming for y'all and for us. And I'm excited about this new year.
Yeah, me too. Cheers.
Cheers.
And with a heavy tongue, she knew where I was from. As she left, I dare to say, well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place place but home. Well, take away